What is your American dream?
My American dream is for Trump to be out of office and for we build bridges, not walls.
My American dream is to own my own business and just thrive and be wealthy.
My American dream is the NFL.
My American dream is to get a brand new president.
My American dream is that we collectively recognize each other as human beings and that we don't pass judgments based upon color, but we pass judgment based upon accomplishments.
My American dream is to be lucrative in my business, and then also I want to be able to give to different ministries, different causes, people who are in need to help them come out. If I manage to do that, I live my life.
I want to be the best soccer player in the world.
My American dream is to become a game designer because I'm really good with computers.
My American dream. Well, there's a lot going on right now, especially with the kids who are being separated from their families. So, I mean, the ultimate American dream for me would be to get all these families back together. It's really important. I mean, I couldn't imagine just being so young and separated from my family.
My American dream, I want to be a baseball player.
My American dream is just, I want to live in a world where we can all collectively live as a community and together and be able to thrive and impoverish without racism and hatred and, just a non-judgmental world that we can all live in.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It's Hump Day. I hope everybody's feeling very humpy. Yo, Vanessa, how you feeling? It's Hump Day.
Oh, feeling humpy.
Are you feeling humpy?
Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like appropriate question for Hump Day.
Yeah, sure. Yes,
Why
yes.
not?
Feeling Randy. We're feeling Randy.
Yeah, all right. And it's very hot. I don't know if they turned up the heat on me here for Hump Day or it's just coincidence, but it's extraordinarily hot.
It was like 85 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Really?
This was the first time in a while that I walked outside and I was sweating just from walking outside.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you are home in your air-conditioned apartment that we've yet to storm. While I am here,
right.
While I am here under the lights in the studio, Vanessa, how's Florida? I've lost Vanessa's sound.
I don't hear.
Oh, and it's a little cloudy, so it's a little gloomy, but I'm letting you guys borrow that 85-degree hot weather. I saw some people by the pool even today. I was like, wow, it is summer in New York.
Summer in New York has started. It has started.
What pool are you talking about? I don't have a pool.
I don't know. People that maybe in their residences. I don't know.
Oh, you were just seeing pictures of people in the pools.
I actually, funny thing is, I did too. I saw some of my friends in Brooklyn. It must have been it might be Soho House or something because it had or maybe Dumbo House because it had the Brooklyn Bridge view. It was just beautiful. I'm like, wow, people are outside.
Ha!
People are outside. New York is open.
Very interesting. I was not in a pool. Maybe in a pool of sweat. That's basically all I was. But let's say hello to the squad. Anna Lee Parker saying hello to everybody. Squad up. Sasha Ford, pre-question. Question. It's the first one I see. What documents does a person need to start a petition for a mother-in-law living in Jamaica? Well, you have to be a U.S. citizen to file for your mother-in-law. You also need your mother-in-law's marriage certificate because you have to be able to prove that your biological father, your mother-in-law, not your stepmother. You can't file for your mother-in-law. What am I talking about? Only your husband can file for your mother-in-law. So there are no documents. There is no such thing as you filing for mother-in-law. Let's continue to move. I read that as stepmother. I was answering stepmother question. Maureen McFarland, squad up. How are you? Stargirl Mika, Jessica Kalimi, Joel. Rosie Joy is watching. Myrtle Ray, squad up. Yo-Yo in the comments. Willie L. Williams with a capital. In capitals. In caps. Happy Hump Day. Who else we got here? McDermott Shirley, squad up. And Josephine Latham, squad up. Charity Breaky, squad up. My favorite squad around town. Jennifer Williams, squad up. Jay Clark, Yolanda Steele, McLeod Jacquet. It is a hot day. It certainly is. And Stargirl Mika, we see you watching. Squad up. Sandra Rose Stoddard, I am doing my evening right now and listening. Welcome. Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Chetty Mandorty, Patricia Brown. Sasha Ford is talking about her husband, clarifying her question. So it is her husband who is a U.S. citizen who wants to file for the mother. You need proof that you need your husband's birth certificate, your husband's naturalization certificate, your mother's birth certificate, and an I-130 visa petition. And if your mother was previously married or currently married, marriage certificate and prior divorce decrees. Let's go over to YouTube. Shan Smith saying, hello, everybody. Jessica Kalimi, double fisting. K, God bless. Squad up. Westman. Hi, Brad. Squad. Michael Schofield saying, hi, Brad. I am first time here. Michael Schofield, welcome to Brad Show Live. And if you do have a question, Michael, you can call, or you can leave it in the comments, or you can just make friends with everybody in the squad. Olivia Love, squad up. Maxine Gowie, squad up. Casey Bludid says, hi, Brad. I am here waiting. Waiting for what? What is Casey waiting for? We don't know. Maybe waiting for the show. So if she was waiting for the show, no longer. Garnett Powell, I'm in Jamaica at Brad. Marco Salinas, squad up, Uncle Brad. 29 Super C, squatting up everybody. Brad Show Live. Jonathan, Tally, Shan Smith, and the entire Ford family, but not squatting up Nesquik. What's up with that?
I think people are still a little sad that she left us.
Nesquik?
I mean, it's really not personal, squad. It's really not personal. I'm just trying to take Brad Show Live,
to the next level.
State to state, international, coast to coast.
Vanessa said, I am taking Brad Show Live to Florida, damn it. And it's going big there, right?
Yeah, all I do is talk about this show. There's really so many people down here that don't know. Again, when we ask you guys to share and that you have that power at your fingertips, it's so true. There's so many people down here that don't know about Brad Show Live and need our help.
You need to get out on those beaches, Nesquik. Get out on those boats on the intercoastal. You got to be vacationing more down there, getting the word out.
Right.
You might have campaigns down here.
Yeah. All right, yo, that's quick. Why don't you take it away?
Absolutely. All right, squad, you already know what time it is. I need you guys all to share. Just like Nesquik said, the only way people can find out about this show is through you. So if you really care about this show, exactly how you keep on saying, make sure you share. All right, we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. He's going to be talking headlines and immigration news, including a new anti-Asian hate crimes bill expected to be signed into law by President Biden.
And it's Wednesday, so get ready for some Hump Day news, including an interesting surprise a German bomb squad got after reporting to a call. On Hump Day.
And of course, you can make a telephone call to the telephone number scrolling on the bottom, 1-800-529-5465. You may also see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson running across your screen with my head put on his body, because that does not look like my body. That is a V. I've never had a V in my entire life.
Oh, that's you.
I'm more this than this.
Oh, no.
But it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my head on him with a sign saying, "Ask me your immigration question." Call 1-800-529-5465 international 212-227-8933. And later on in the show, after we schmooze, after I answer your immigration questions, after we check into Braducation on OnlyFans, after we do social media check-in with the entire squad, after we do everything, where I'm going to be talking to musical theater composer Jaime Lozano, who has been heralded as the next big thing on Broadway by none other than Hamilton's Lin-Manuel Miranda. Later in the show, I'm going to speak with Jaime about immigrating from Mexico to the United States of America, his career, and his newest album, Songs by an Immigrant. That's quite a compliment that when Lin-Manuel Miranda says he's going to be the next big thing on Broadway, because Lin-Manuel Miranda is the big thing on Broadway. But let's get into something we like to call schmoozing with us, with Brad, Nesquik, Yo-Yo, the squad crew. We're schmoozing with everybody. Yesterday, New York Attorney General Letitia James' office announced it is joining the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in a criminal investigation into the Trump Organization. The Attorney General's office investigation into the Trump Organization has been underway since 2019. So now the Attorney General's office is working with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, whose probe into the Trump Organization has looked into whether the company misled lenders and insurance companies about the value of their properties. So what the allegations are, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, is that the Trump Organization, when it went to seek to get money for loans for mortgages, or they needed insurance for their properties, inflated the value of the assets of their properties. But when they were filing their tax returns, they lowered the assets and valuations of their companies to reduce their tax liability. That is the allegation. James' notification to the organization brings a new level of potential legal risk to the former president. He is the president of the United States of America, and he's being accused of cheating on his taxes. Trump has previously called, he was cheating on his, he was the president, not anymore.
I was about
Trump,
to say,
he is no longer the president.
Right,
Trump has previously called the New York Attorney General's investigation politically motivated. Now, for the last 2 years, James' office looked into matters, including whether or not it improperly inflated assets, just like we talked about. Now, Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, testified before Congress in 2019 that Trump's annual financial statements inflated the value of his assets to secure favorable loans and insurance coverage, but deflated the value of the assets to reduce his real estate taxes. What do you think?
I mean, we all knew this though. Like, finally, it's, you know, I just want him to get convicted. I just want it. You know what I mean? I hate this runaround. Like, we all know that he's a fraud. So, I mean,
now we don't know how many people are involved. They've already deposed Eric. He's the dumb young brother, and the former president's son, chief financial officer Alan Weisselberg. Trump's longtime tax attorney, Sherry Dillon, has also been deposed. They're looking into actually his deflating the values of his 40 Wall Street building, which is right down the street, Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago, and Trump National Golf Club in Los Angeles. Now, Trump, of course, he had a few things to say about this as well.
Oh, of course.
He says, and we have to look at both sides, unlike some newscasts. Even though it's not a newscast, we like to look at all sides. Let's hear what Trump had to say. He said, "There's nothing more corrupt than a corrupt president being invested." No, he didn't say that. He said, "There's nothing more corrupt," because I believe he's a corrupt president. "There's nothing more corrupt than an investigation that is in desperate search of a crime." Trump said the prosecutor's investigations are simply, quote, "a continuation of the greatest political witch hunt in the history of the United States. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard that a million times. Now, he also took a swipe here at New York City. He said, as people are being killed on the sidewalks of New York at an unprecedented rate, as drugs and crimes of all kind are flowing through New York City at record levels with absolutely nothing being done about it, all they care about is taking down Trump. Trump said James has been out to get him since she ran for the post. He said about James, she said if she was going to be elected, she would use her office to look into every aspect of my real estate dealings. She swore that she would definitely sue me. She boasted on video that she would be, and I quote, a real pain in the ass. She declared, just wait until I'm the Attorney General's office. I've got my eyes on Trump Tower. Now, when did she become the New York State Attorney General? Was that, I guess, in 2018, I believe? I don't think it really is a big leap of faith to take a look at what Donald Trump has done in the last 5 years and say, I think we should be looking into him. I mean, I don't think, I mean, if his defense is she was out to get me, I don't think there were many people in 2018 who felt, Donald Trump was a saint. Right. So, almost everybody quietly and some publicly were saying this guy's crooked. So,
Absolutely.
for his defense to be, well, she was out to get me before she even started investigating me. She said she was going to investigate me. Well, it's not that big of a leap of faith to know that this guy was pretty crooked.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
2019, she became the New York State Attorney General, even more likely to know that Trump was crooked at that point, because the reality was that around that time, Michael Cohen was testifying exactly what Trump was doing. So it was public knowledge. Public knowledge.
Yeah.
So, for him to say she was out to get me, Vanessa, we've been doing the show for a while, right?
Yeah.
In 2019, did we know already? Did we have to
Absolutely.
do it? Did we need an investigation to figure out that Donald Trump was crooked? That he
No.
was a crooked pumpkin? As crooked a pumpkin as I've ever seen in my life.
Crooked jackal pumpkin.
As crooked. If I saw that pumpkin at Halloween, I would smash it on the ground, right?
Absolutely.
Right, that's not a pumpkin I would want to put outside my door. I said, this is a crooked pumpkin. Let me get the hell rid of this pumpkin.
Throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash, right. So, it's not that much of a leap of faith to say, that's his defense. She was out to get me. It's a witch hunt.
Right, but we're not surprised that he said that. Like, he always claims there's fake news. Everybody's out to get him. Nobody likes him. He always claims these same things. And that's why I don't understand how you keep on getting away with it. Yeah.
Well, yesterday, let's get past Trump. Yesterday, the House of Representatives gave final passage to the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act in response to the rise in violence against Asian Americans. The measure needed 2/3 of the chamber's support and passed 364 to 62. All the votes in opposition of making a law against Asian American hate crimes, all Republicans. How do you vote against Asian hate crimes? I can say, I don't think we should punish anybody who does a hate crime against somebody who's Asian.
Yeah.
How do you vote against this thing?
We should just disregard racism. Excuse me, what?
Yeah. The Senate, in an increasingly rare bipartisan effort, voted 94-1 last month to pass the resolution condemning the horrific shootings in Atlanta, Georgia on March 16th and reaffirming the House's commitment to combating hate, bigotry, and violence against the Asian American community. Now, Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley, who challenged the results of the 2020 election after the Capitol attack, he was the one person who voted against it. This guy. Let's see him again. This guy, he's not in favor of making a law punishing people who commit crimes of against Asians because of race.
And I really would like to know what his reasoning was. Like, I just would like to know, like, how like, just like you said, how could you vote against it?
I don't know. I don't know how anybody could vote against it. How do you say, you know what? I'm against punishing people who commit violence against Asians because they look Asian.
Right.
So I think I'm going to vote against this.
I hope karma gets this man. I hope karma gets this man.
Yeah, well, he is a big Trump supporter. Trump is supporting him very much. He is a rising star in the Republican Party. Meanwhile, a lawyer for a Delaware man charged over the Capitol attack in January is floating a unique legal defense. And the unique legal defense, you know, the guys who stormed, the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol.
The Capitol.
The unique defense is foxitis. He was suffering. My client stormed the Capitol building, tried to overthrow the United States government because he was suffering. He was not of his right mind and sound body. He was suffering from foxitis. Fox News made him do it. Anthony Antonio, who faces 5 charges over. I mean, if this wasn't serious, I would be laughing right now.
Right.
Okay, but it's so extraordinarily serious. What it really goes to show is there was zero excuse, zero defense for doing what they did. If you're blaming Fox News, that's your defense. You have no defense for doing what you did. Anthony Antonio faces 5 charges over his role in the January riot. Started believing what was being fed to him, his lawyer said. Antonio is facing 5 charges, including violent entry, disorderly conduct, impeding law enforcement during civil disorder. During a video hearing last Thursday, his attorney, Joseph Hurley, and Antonio fell prey to the persistent lies about the so-called stolen election being spread by Donald Trump. Antonio spent 6 months before the riots mainlining Fox News while unemployed, likening the side effects of such a steady diet of misinformation to a mental health syndrome. The lawyer, Hurley, said, Fox television played constantly. He became hooked with what I call foxitis or fox mania and became interested in the political aspect and started believing what was being fed to him. By the way, I believe that, but it's still not a legal defense.
It isn't. That's right.
I believe he got brainwashed by Fox News. Absolutely. If you watch the same thing over and over again, and you're fed the same disinformation, and you then go on social media, and your social media, the things that you're looking at are similar, and social media feeds you the things that you're looking at. So, you know, when you go on social media and you start reading conservative articles, social media is going to continue to serve you conservative articles. So it's perpetual. It's coming from all angles. And you don't take a look at everything that's being said across the spectrum. Yes, you would have foxitis. Doesn't excuse you for storming the Capitol building.
That's what I'm saying. Okay? Imagine me not having a job and all I watch is unsolved mysteries, and just because it goes on and on and on, now I go out and kill a bunch of people just because I've been watching that. Like, what kind of defense is that? Like, how is that?
You know, it's like every day I stare at the bank and I watch money come into the bank. And I need money because I keep seeing the money in the bank. So you know what? I'm going to go in and rob the bank because I keep seeing the money. I need the money.
Everybody can get off for all their crimes. Yeah. We're all kind of something inspires or motivates you to do a crime. A lot of people don't just come up and be like, "Oh, I just want to do a crime." Like, so I'm actually okay with them coming out with this. Excuse my French, but fuckery. I like it because it shows me that they have nothing, and it's just like they're literally reaching for the stars. They are reaching so hard, their arm is about to pop out of their socket. I love it.
I just want to say one thing. Maybe you feel sorry for the guy because he had foxitis, but after you hear this, you're probably not going to feel as sorry for him. Okay, no, because there's multiple videos have been obtained by the FBI. This guy right here, who's dressed in a jacket. I had foxitis. I was brainwashed.
Right.
Multiple videos obtained by the FBI from the day of the riot appear to show this guy, Antonio, active in the chaos. He's wearing a bulletproof vest featuring a patch of the anti-government extremist group, the 3 Percenters. And at one point in video footage, He is shouting at the police officers in the Capitol, "You want war? We got war. 1776 all over again."
Oh,
that's more than Foxitis.
I love it. I love it. And I just love it. I love that he got caught.
That is more than Foxitis.
And watch this case take another months and months to a year to hear anything.
I don't know about that with this, because he's a nobody, you know. So it's not like he's a cop or something like where he's protected. He's literally just scum. So they wouldn't mind you making him an example. You know what I mean?
Let me explain where the Foxitis comes in as the defense. The Foxitis doesn't come in guilty or innocent. You know, you're guilty whether you had Foxitis or not. What it does is that gets considered in the sentencing. You know, judge, maybe you should give me a break because I had Foxitis. I was really led to believe that what I was doing was right when obviously it was wrong. Okay? So that's why I say, you know, because it's all about sympathy for the guy to reduce his sentence. That's what the whole Foxitis thing is about. I understand what the lawyer is trying to do. So me as a lawyer who wants to see this guy go to jail, you know, that's why I bring up, by the way, do you really feel sorry for the guy when he's yelling you want 1776 all over again?
Right.
Meanwhile, according to data from the Johns Hopkins University, the United States is now 33 million COVID cases, approaching 600,000 deaths. We got 1,000 more deaths yesterday from the day before. We're at 587,000. I think yesterday was 586. Now the 7-day average of new cases has dropped to numbers not seen before March 2020. President Biden said yesterday that new infections are down in all 50 states. Dr. Fauci said early data indicates vaccines are being used in the United States are effective against all of the known variants of coronavirus, even the ones that are devastating India. So good for the vaccines that we have in the United States. Applause to science and the scientists who brought these vaccines. So far, knock on wood, they are working against all of the mutations and variations in the coronavirus. Dr. Fauci also said today, because you were wondering, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, yes, we all will need a booster shot in about 12 months from now. He doesn't know exactly, but he believes in another year.
Oh, hell no.
Yes.
I'm not going to hold you. Don't know if I'm going to take that. I can't go through the stuff I went through for the shot. That's the same reason why I don't take the flu shot. Just me personally, don't know if I'm going to take a booster.
That's what you said before when you said you weren't going to take the vaccine and you did it. So,
You're right.
Well, let's see.
You're right.
Let's see.
When we get there, we'll cross that bridge.
We'll cross the bridge when we get there. And Vanessa, I don't want to call you out, but have you scheduled your vaccine shot yet?
I have not, Bradford. I have not.
Okay, you let me know when.
I just got a Florida license because I have no idea where my Jersey one is, so that's a step. At least I can identify in the state of Florida.
Oh, you know what? You are ahead of my son who moved out to California and still has not gone for his license yet. So I said, how do you get around? How do you get around California without a license? He hops and rides with other people. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
I hear that.
Yeah. I don't. What is it with millennials and delaying getting driving licenses? I couldn't wait to get a driver's license when I was 17.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I got mine right away. My whole thing was more like I had to renew mine, and I renewed it before I moved, and it probably got delivered to my old address, and by the time I forwarded the address, it was already, you know what I mean?
All right, well, I don't know what that has to do with coronavirus vaccines, but let's get to...
It doesn't.
It doesn't, but it's a good excuse. Let's get to Corona. Let's get to our Hump Day. Let's get the camels out.
Hump Day.
We have our camels.
It's Hump Day.
I don't know if the camels got vaccinated.
It's Hump Day.
All right, you ready? If you live in Las Vegas, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, which you don't, but if you did, There may not be $1 million lottery incentive to go get vaccinated like they have in Ohio, but Larry Flynt's Hustler Club is giving out COVID vaccines this Friday. The pop-up clinic is being hosted at the strip club between 4 and 7 p.m. The pop-up clinic at the club is scheduled to open to those who are 21 years or older who have not yet received their COVID vaccine. Larry Flynt's Hustler Club is partnering with Southern Nevada Health District to offer the initial dose of the Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The club says those who get vaccinated will receive platinum membership card, a complimentary bottle, free lap dances from the vaccinated entertainers, tickets to see Sexy After Dark by Jennifer Romas and limousine transportation, and front row seats to Bradshaw Live's Hump Day next Wednesday. No, there's no front row seat to Bradshaw Live.
I was just in Vegas a month ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll get me to get my vaccine.
That's not a bad deal. Go get vaccinated. If you like lap dances and alcohol, that's not a bad thing, right?
It's not a bad thing. It's definitely going to bring people in through the doors.
It is a $5,000 value.
Wow.
And they're giving it out to everybody, Jill, or just one person?
All for the sake of,
wow. They're giving it out to everybody. Everybody.
Oh, wow. You get a lap dance.
You get a lap dance. You get a lap dance. You get a lap dance. That's a lot of lap dances. I hope they have enough dancers there.
Right.
They don't say how long the lap dance is going to be. You know, you're like, I don't even think it would be a song. I think it would be like the chorus, because like the little hook chorus, for 15 seconds. Like what do you expect? What do you expect? You're getting a free lap dance. Meanwhile, a German police bomb squad recently called to investigate a suspected hand grenade in the Bavarian forest determined it was not a hand grenade, but a rubber sex toy. A jogger reported finding a bag containing a device Monday in a forest outside the city. They thought it was a hand grenade, perhaps a bomb. We didn't know if it was terrorism. The terrorists were trying to blow up the trees. The whole police force came down, and they found out it was a rubber sex toy.
Wow.
The discovery of forgotten or hidden munitions is still, by the way, a regular occurrence in Germany more than 75 years after World War II. When the bomb squad arrived and inspected the contents, they found out it was a rubber replica of a you-know-what.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Meanwhile, a Florida woman redefined booty call after accidentally broadcasting footage of a butt injection during a Zoom court appearance in Miami. Yes, only in Miami, Nesquik.
Of course.
The defendant, Niruka Aguero, shared a video of a needle going into a man's butt while awaiting updates on her third-degree grand theft charge. Office spokesman Ed Griffith recounted the incident to Insider, quote, seems that during the waiting period prior to the case being brought before the judge, Niruka Aguero was involved in some kind of procedure involving a male receiving an injection in the buttocks while she appeared to have inadvertently broadcast it. So apparently she's either a doctor or a nurse and was giving injections to her patients while she was waiting to see the judge for her criminal case. or maybe it was an illegal activity, Jill is saying, and some sort of illegal injection activity going on in Miami. We don't know.
That definitely going to help her case.
We don't know. But some people had made some comments on social media. The most prominent one, somebody remarked, and that's quick. You may relate to this. Somebody remarked, "Miami never disappoints."
I must say, thus far, it does not.
Yes.
Thus far, no.
All right. And 3 romance novels by Stacey Abrams are going to be re-released. Turns out she's a romance novelist.
Right, under a whole different name.
Yeah, Berkeley, a Penguin House imprint, announced last week it's going to re-release in 2022 3 romance novels Stacey Abrams wrote under the pseudonym Selena Montgomery 20 years ago.
That's wild.
The novels are Rules of Engagement, The Art of Desire, and Power of Persuasion. If you wanted to read one of them, which one would jump out at you the most? Would you want to read Rules of Engagement, The Art of Desire, or Power of Persuasion?
Hands down, Power of Persuasion.
Really, why?
Sounds kinky.
Okay, and Nesquik? Nesquik?
We don't hear you.
Nesquik, you got to put your volume on.
Oh, I was muted. I would have gone for that one too, but Yo-Yo always beats me to it.
By the way, they're printing more than one book. You can both buy the same book. Don't worry, you don't have to pick something else.
Hmm.
How about you, Brad? Which one would you read?
The Rules of Engagement. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm always fumbling and being told I'm doing the wrong thing. So tell me what the damn rules are, and I'll follow them. There you go.
I was about to say, I thought you were going to say, because I don't follow no rules.
That too.
I'll set up the book club, boys. I'll set up the book club.
I don't follow rules, and then I'm told I don't follow the rules, and then I better follow the rules.
Dating, ugh.
Yes. Damn. That's a damn.
That's a damn. That's definitely a damn.
All right, so that's our hump day for today, guys. Oh boy. Oh no.
Well.
Okay, it's correct. In today's Braducation, I talk about the 3 very important things you should do if you're injured on the job on a construction site. Let's watch. My goal is straightforward, to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your Litigation Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. Construction accident law is different in each state and is very complex. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system to your advantage if you or your loved one is ever hurt in a construction accident. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are more than 150,000 serious construction site accident injuries each year in the United States. That's enough to fill 2 NFL football stadiums. And in fact, the Liberty Mutual Workplace Safety Index recently reported that United States companies have paid out more than $62 billion for workplace injuries in only 1 year. That is more than $1 billion per week. And the annual cost to United States business of lost time workplace injuries is greater than the gross domestic product of 91 countries, according to data from the World Monetary Fund. So this is really important to know because there is big money on the line if you get injured. And you want the money in your pocket and your loved one's pocket and not in the pocket of some fat cat at the insurance company. So listen up, because some things are universal no matter what state you're injured in. Now, most worksite injuries fall under workers' compensation and prevent you from filing a civil action for your personal injuries. But in New York and in many other states, if you get injured on a construction site, you can obtain workers' compensation and also file a lawsuit for your pain and suffering, your lost earnings, and all past and future medical bills. So if you fall, something falls on you, you're injured on the construction site, these are the things you must do to make sure you put yourself in the best legal position to ensure your highest money settlement. Number one, stay where you are and call an ambulance. Do not have your employer or coworker drive you to the hospital, because then there is no record that you were injured at a construction site. The insurance company could say the accident never occurred where you claim it did. Number two, take pictures and video, or if you're too injured, have your friend and coworker take pictures and videos of you and everything around you. Number three, don't speak to the site safety inspector or site safety foreperson. The site safety inspector will pretend to be your friend, but they're not your friend. The site safety inspectors are employed by insurance companies to try to get information from you about the accident so that they can use that information against you. And by the way, you can watch all of our Braducations by following Braducations on OnlyFans TV. You heard it right, OnlyFans TV, where the most skin you will see is my face and maybe one button unbuttoned, at least from Braducation. First lawyer on OnlyFans TV. Won't be the last, but definitely the first. All right, let's go to you got a question, I got an answer. Or I'll try to give you my best answer. You may not like the answer, but I'm going to give you an answer anyway. And we have Bajid waiting from New York for a very long time. Bajid, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on?
Okay. I have a Wawa pending, and I got RFC for good moral character. And I request for FBI clearance. And I realized that because I was arrested at border when I came in 2010, they put a wrong alien registration number. They missed with the last number in the report. So I challenged to the FBI to change, fix that number. That request in pending now, and I think they have to talk to the ICE to fix that record. And you think that can be affect my Wawa case?
Well, you need to be able to show that you don't have. No, I don't think it's going to affect your Wawa case. What you need to show is that you don't have any criminal record in any jurisdiction you've ever lived in. So,
I've been has that prima facie, and that request for evidence I got it after 2 years. And I've been living in New York. I never been any other state. And they,
what about were you arrested in your country where you originally came from?
I came from India.
Okay. And have you ever been arrested anywhere in your life?
No.
So then you should have a good moral character. What you're describing at the border happened more than 10, 12 years ago. So
yeah, so I put affidavit, and I put on affidavit explain that since I got here, I've been New York State. I never been any other state, and I already provide
But what happened? That's fine. I mean, as long as you don't have any arrest record, that should clear everything up.
So my question is if they are going, FBI going to talk to the ICE people to fix that record in a system, and it's not going to affect my whole case in Vermont.
No, the FBI is not going to talk to you. They're going to just see records. You're in order to get anything corrected, you would have to write a specific agency down in Washington, D.C. So they're not going to correct it because there was some error somewhere that you believe may or may not be. Maybe there is no error. The fact is, if you're asking me, do you have good moral character? You have no criminal record in the last 10 years. You had some problem at the border in 2010, and you were able to show that you've not been arrested, nothing against your moral character in the last decade. That's enough to get your VAWA approved. Don't worry about correcting records.
Okay, so do I have to showing that FBI report, or I can just put the affidavit?
You don't need to show the FBI report because the immigration already has the FBI report.
Okay, so since I've been in a New York State, so I can put a certificate of conduct and plus the local police clearance?
Correct.
And that's enough?
That's correct.
Okay, sir, last question. After I submit everything, you think how long they take for response the RFC because
It's
I already
supposed to
have
be.
the
It's
same
supposed to
issue
be.
2
It's
years ago.
supposed to be 120 days, but you could expect as long as a year.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good luck. Let's go to Elaine in the Bronx. Elaine.
Hi, Brad.
Hi. How are you?
I am good. You know, I spoke to you earlier this week, but the gentleman he wanted me to ask you. You said the child. We talk about the child. I asked about the child that the stepfather filed for him, and he's now over 21. He's in America now, so you said he should file. It's okay for him to file the adjustment of status. But the gentleman wants to know what form does he need?
Okay, so let me just understand if I got the facts right. There's a stepfather who's a U.S. citizen who filed for an underage for a stepson under the age of 21, and while the application was pending, the underage stepson turned 21, is now 21, 22 years old, is in the United States on a tourist visa. You have an approved I-130 as an immediate relative that was filed before his 21st birthday. You're going to file an adjustment application. So an I-45, an I-864, an I-765 for the work permit, and if they want a travel document, an I-131. And what you write on the cover letter is you're filing an immediate relative petition under the Child Status Protection Act. My son or my stepson's age was frozen at the time the I-130 was filed.
Okay.
And
also, you need a cover letter with these forms.
Well, you don't need a cover letter, but in certain circumstances like this, so somebody in the mailroom doesn't screw up and say, hey, this kid doesn't eligible to adjust because he's over 21, you want to explain what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Craig in Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Brad, how you doing,
Good,
man?
how are you?
I'm good. So I have a prior arrest. I have a green card. I have a prior arrest where I was arrested and charged with simple assault and harassment. It was later withdrawn. So I went on my N400 interview yesterday. I passed everything else, but the interviewing officer told me that she has to get clearance from a supervisor because I had my disposition and everything. And she says she has to get clearance from the supervisor because of my prior arrest. Do you think that's a big deal or not?
Well, anytime you're arrested, it's always a big deal. If you're asking me, are you going to become a citizen, based on what you told me, you're going to become a citizen. So had you not been arrested, perhaps you would have probably gotten approved there on the spot. What happens on naturalization applications and interviews is that if you come with an arrest record, the person who interviews you is not the person who decides your naturalization. It gets decided by a supervisor. So it is absolutely normal in every situation for every human being who goes in for a citizenship interview that if there's an arrest record, you're not going to have your case decided on that day. Now, you got arrested one time. It seemed like it was a petty offense or certainly a misdemeanor. The case was dismissed against you. You don't have a criminal record. It's only one time in your life. As I've said many, many times, you're allowed to have a bad day. Having a bad day doesn't make you a person of bad moral character. So that's why I believe ultimately you're going to become a citizen. It just may take a few months to hear back from them.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Good luck. Let's go to Danny in San Antonio, Texas. Danny.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. Nice to talk to you again. Thank you for your helping us. And my question is just based on an adjustment status. My case was still just pending. I was applying on May, and it was expired. I have received my extension on November, and that one it was expired.
What was expired in May? Your work permit?
The I-751.
The I-751. So you all right. So you got a 2-year green card. You filed a joint application with your wife.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you got an 18-month extension, and now it expired. And what happened?
And I got the I-551.
Okay.
I got the stamp. And on May 2000, last year, since May, it says ready for the interview. And on August 31, it said my case was just transferred to another office for jurisdiction. in the office. That office I have a jurisdiction. And my question is like, how long like to have to wait for to just take for the interview?
I don't know how long you'll have to wait. It's impossible for me to tell you. It was transferred to another jurisdiction for one of two reasons. One was either they're going to waive your interview and somebody's going to approve it from that other jurisdiction, or they just completely ran out of room in the office where your file was at, and they're like, they had to clear out space, move his file to somewhere else, and we're ready to interview and we'll bring it back. It's one or the other. I don't know. When you're going to get an interview, I don't have the slightest idea. You know what? If you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse, one thing you may want to think about doing right now is just filing your citizenship.
Okay. So like to have with like just like that, or to have just remind things like, or I'm located on Texas Service Center.
You're breaking up, so I don't hear what you're saying. I hear like every other word.
I'm located on a Texas Service Center. Can you just give me like the explanation? Like, you know, based on your experience. It's been 9 months since it was already.
My explanation is I don't know when you're going to get an interview, and perhaps what you would want to do is file your citizenship.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks so much.
Good luck. If you're calling and asking, when am I going to get an interview? I don't know when you're going to get an interview. I have no idea. It would be impossible for me to tell you. So new in South Bend, Indiana.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Hey, Brad, I have a question. So, I filed I-30 like 2 years ago, and I mean, somehow me and my wife, we didn't get together. So when interview came, she didn't go to interview, and my case got denied. I got denied letter. So I don't know what to do now.
Well, where's your wife?
Indiana.
Okay, so you guys are no longer together.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Was there any abuse in the relationship?
She was cheating on me, and I caught her, and she decided to move on.
Okay. Cheating is not in of itself abuse. Is there emotional abuse? Is manipulation, using power over you, cursing you, calling you names on a regular, habitual basis, daily, like pounding you over the head, emotionally.
Okay.
Was that happening? Was there physical abuse?
Yeah, she pushed me like a few times.
All right. Well, then the thing you may want to consider is having a consultation about filing a VAWA case. Whether or not you ultimately will qualify, we'll figure it out in a consultation. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Marco in Astoria, New York. Marco.
Uncle Brad, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Uncle Brad, I have a question.
Yeah.
My VAWA was approved in March 2020. My I-485 was sent on December 2018. I was married to a U.S. citizen. I'm checking the case of I-485 at Vermont, and it's out of process time right now because they are working on March 2019. I already wrote them, and I still haven't had any response.
Okay, so let's just go through the dates quickly. You filed your adjustment in VAWA when?
My adjustment of VAWA in December 2018, and they are currently working on March.
And when was the VAWA approved?
In March 2020.
Okay, so where your adjustment is March 2020.
That's my date of adjustment.
That for purposes at Vermont, yeah, they haven't looked at your adjustment until your VAWA gets approved. What you may want to do at this point, because your adjustment has been pending for more than 3 years, I'm just telling you how they view it. They don't view it that your adjustment was since 2018. It's since 2020 when your VAWA got approved. But what you may want to do, excuse me, what you may want to do is start threatening a mandamus through a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, I should start doing that?
Yeah, because I don't know when you're going to get your interview, but it's certainly way too long. You're supposed to be an immediate relative. You're supposed to immediately be eligible for your green card and get the next interview as soon as your VAWA is approved. They took 2.5 years to approve your VAWA, and your adjustment's been pending almost 4 years. if you're not going to do a mandamus and say the government's violating my rights at this point, I don't know when you would do it.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I'll help you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's go to Dennis in Dallas, Texas. Dennis.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I have a question for a friend, though. He's a citizen of the United States, and he got some kids abroad. He wants me to ask you this question, saying he's going to file for his kid. What is his kid going to get? Is it like a green card or citizenship? They are 11, 8, and 6 years old.
He's a citizen?
Yeah, he's a citizen. Yeah.
Where are the kids?
Abroad.
Okay, when they come to the United States, they're going to become automatic citizens.
Oh, okay. But
so he's going to file. He's going to file an I-130 for them, for their green cards. But the moment they step into the United States of America, they won't even have green cards issued to them. They'll have certificates of citizenship mailed to them because they're going to be a lawful permanent resident residing in the physical and legal custody of their biological father, who's a citizen, and they're all under 18 when that happens. That makes them automatic citizens.
Right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Let's go to Kashi in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I have a question. I was married to an American citizen girl, right. and we was together for I think 1 year and 5 months before we got separated, and then I filed for divorce, and I think I filed for my divorce after our marriage is 2 years and 3 months, I think.
Okay.
And then now I am married to another American citizen. We got 2 kids together.
Great.
We are married.
Great.
And then I just filed for my green card and my work authorization, I think 3 weeks ago.
Great.
And I think our marriage is around 9 months before I filed for my green card and my work permit.
So what's the problem?
I just want to know, am I going to get a 10 years green card for that?
No, because you've only been married for 9 months at the moment. It's based on how long you're married to your current wife. If you go for your interview and they approve your green card and it's more than 2 years from the date of your marriage, then you'll get a 10-year card. If they approve your green card less than 2 years from the date of your marriage, you would get a 2-year conditional card.
Oh, okay, but I was
so at the moment,
my...
at the moment, you're getting a conditional card, but maybe they take so long. The one positive thing for immigration taking so long is, if you get your interview and your green card after your 2nd year of your anniversary of your marriage, you get a 10-year card and you're done.
Oh, okay. I mean, because I was thinking because of my last marriage, they're going to put everything
has nothing
together.
To do with it. No.
Oh, okay.
It's just based on the current.
Oh, okay. And then how long I just submitted my application 3 weeks ago. I mean, how long I haven't got my receipt number or anything. Do I still have to wait or just try to give them a call?
No, you don't have to call them. It's going to take you 5 or 6 weeks before you get a receipt notice. They're just backed up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got
If
you,
2 months,
so
2 months goes and you still don't have anything, then call them.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, bro. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I appreciate
Best
it.
of luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Gerald in Greenbelt, Maryland. Excuse me.
Hello, Uncle
Hi,
Brian.
how are you?
I'm good. Okay, Uncle Brian, I filed for my VAWA in March, and I received my receipt number in the same March. Then when I check on the status online, it says that fingerprint has been updated. I haven't taken any fingerprint yet, but I had one like in 2010. So
maybe they must be using the one from 2010.
Okay, so
right. What the government's doing is if they have a good fingerprint of you for biometrics, they're going to waive the fingerprint requirement.
Okay, so what should I be expecting?
If you file the VAWA, you should be expecting hopefully a prima facie determination, which means that somebody looked at your application, it has merit, they send you a prima facie determination, which you can use to get government benefits.
Okay, Uncle Brad. Thank you so much.
All right, good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
Let's go to Chris in Alexandria, Virginia. Chris.
Hey, Brad, I'm here. Thanks. Appreciate you and your show. Great insight and highly entertaining. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
I'm the step parent of a K2 child under 13 years old. She's currently has her 2-year green card, and we've begun a formal adoption process in Virginia.
Okay.
Is there any conflicting issues with the adoption for the immigration process?
No. She has her 2-year conditional green card. Eventually, she's going to remove the conditions of her permanent residence. Once you adopt her, she just becomes an automatic U.S. citizen.
Great. I think that led to the question. So as soon as the adoption is finalized, she becomes a U.S. citizen immediately?
Yes, because she is a permanent resident residing with an adopted parent under the age of 18 in their legal and physical custody.
Great. 2 more questions. What are the reporting requirements back to USCIS following the adoption?
You would file a certificate of citizenship. You don't have to report anything. File an N-600 certificate of citizenship.
Great. I think that answers everything. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Sherrington, Tampa, Florida. Sherrington.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Brad.
What's going on?
So I have a few questions I want to ask.
Yes.
My wife and I got married in 2016, and I filed a I-751 to remove our condition.
Right.
My condition is going to expire sometime next month, but up until now I haven't gotten notice on that. But I'll expire the 12th of next month. Shouldn't I have received something already?
You should. The question is, should you have? Absolutely. Will you? Unlikely, because immigration's taking over 2 years for these cases. So what you do is go online, make an InfoPass appointment, go down to the local immigration office, and get a temporary I-551 stamp in your passport if you need proof of having a green card. But yes, the answer is, should you have? Yes, of course. It's ridiculous that you would have to wait this long.
Second question now. My wife and I getting divorced next month also. We have a court date.
Wow. Okay, so now you got some things you got to do. All right, so if you're getting divorced and you have a pending I-751, you have to notify immigration that you're getting divorced and convert your joint I-751 application to a waiver of the joint application based on the fact that it's a bona fide marriage that's being terminated. So what you need to do is take your divorce papers, write a letter to immigration, to the office that gave you the receipt, tell them, here's a photo of my divorce, I'm in process, please convert my case to a waiver of the requirement to file a joint application because I can prove that this marriage was bona fide and it's now being terminated by divorce. So there's a process that you have to go through now that you're getting divorced in order to make sure you get your case approved.
Oh, so the paper that we signed, that's the paper I should to take picture of?
The receipt notice.
My wife was the one who signed the filing.
Okay, so I think before you screw up your life, hold on, you need a consultation, okay?
Okay.
All right, because I think he's going to screw that up otherwise. I told him what to do, but he's like, I'm not sure. Have a consultation. All right, BJ in Plano, Texas.
Good evening, Brad. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I wanted to check, I'm on B1 visa, so is there any chance that I can file for green card?
You're on a B1 visa, and what about filing for a green card? You want to be able to file for a green card is your question?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. There is no such thing as I'm on a B1 visa, I'm entitled to a green card. Okay? There's no such thing as that. How would you be entitled to a green card? Through job, investor, or family, perhaps filing for asylum if you have a fear of returning to your home country, or investing $1 million in a business that hires 10 people. Those are 5 basic ways to get a green card. But there's no such thing as I'm on B2 visa, I want a green card. So you got to be able to fall into one of those categories and then take it from there. If you would like to have a consultation to go through all your different options, you can. But I can't tell you how to solve your life. Although we should start a new show. I've been thinking about it. Let's Solve Your Life show. But right now, this is just Brad Show Live, but you could have a consultation. Hold on. Let's go to Joel in San Francisco, California. Joel.
Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Brad. Good day, sir. Just want to applaud you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so quick one. I just want to know, if I want to file for my younger brother, my immediate younger brother, as at now he's 22, and he's actually in college back in my home country, Nigeria. And I want him to finish his 4 years course first, and by the time he finishes it, that will be around 26, 27. Can I still, at what age can I actually file for him?
Right
I
now.
want to do that.
File now because it's a 10-year wait. So if you file now, hopefully he gets here in his early 30s.
Okay, he can still. Oh, there's no age or
No,
limit
do it
to
now.
his-
Do it now. If so,
Now.
you're saying I want him to come in the future. I'm happy that he's in college now, and hopefully he's not coming in 4 years.
Yeah.
Even if you file for him now, maybe he'll come next decade sometime. So file now quickly for him. And by the way, if Biden changes the immigration laws, there may not be any more brother sister anymore, unless you've already in the system. So do it now.
Okay, and another one. I just want to know if my mom, if I file for my mother, if my mother do that, how fast can that really work?
Well, if you file for your mother,
Yeah.
she can come
How
here
long can, if I want to file for my mom,
if you
how
want-
long can it take for her to be here?
about a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yes.
So if my mom want to file for him, how long will it take? Sir?
About 7 years. What you should do,
Okay.
you want to game the system. Okay? Let me tell you how to game the system. You file for him
Okay.
now. File for your mother. Let your mother come. Let your mother also file for him. He'll have 2 applications in, whichever one comes in first. Because you don't know what'll come in first. I mean, right now it would be the mother, but who knows? Maybe in 2 years it's different.
Okay.
So game the
Alright.
system. Have both applications.
Thank you. Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate it. All right.
Good luck. All right, let's go to, whoa, pressed the wrong button there. Let's go to Mohammed in Ambler, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Mr. Brad.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good, what's going on?
I'm great. I'm good. Thanks for such a great show.
Thank you.
I have a question. My asylum is still pending the initial interview.
Right.
And I have applied for the EB3. I found an employer, and my lawyer, they applied for me the EB3.
Mm-hmm.
When will be the good time to withdraw my asylum? My lawyer told me that
Now.
after I-140 is approved, then you can do it.
Okay, so you haven't filed your adjustment yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I didn't done anything. I just waiting for the labor certificate to be approved.
Yeah, after the labor cert's approved and you file your adjustment, that's when you withdraw the asylum.
And after the adjustment, I can apply for the withdrawal, or when will be the good time?
When you file your adjustment application based on this job sponsorship, you simultaneously
Okay.
withdraw your asylum. I agree with your lawyer.
Okay. Once I-140 is approved, then I do able to withdraw my asylum.
Assuming you're going to file your adjustment at that point, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
All
Brad.
right.
Thank you so much
Okay.
for your advice.
All right, good luck. All right, and by the way, if you did not get your immigration questions answered on Ask Me Your Immigration Questions, you could always follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. If you follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein, drop me a DM. I will be more than glad to answer your questions. Sometimes I have to be honest, it takes me a day or 2 or even 3 days to respond to everybody, but I do get to everybody. I'll either tell you have, I can't solve your life in 1 sentence on Instagram or 2 sentences on Instagram and tell you to have a consultation. I may also tell you the answer, just like I do right here on Bradshaw Live. Same guy answering the questions live here, also answering it on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein. Just follow me on Instagram. You could also follow the entire Bradshaw Live crew on @Bradshaw Live on Instagram. If you follow us on @Bradshaw Live Instagram and you say to yourself, I can't handle 2 hours of Brad, just too much for me, but I can handle 30 seconds of Yo-Yo and Vanessa, follow us at Bradshaw Live on Instagram. You can also follow us, everybody loves it, TikTok, Bradshaw Live on TikTok. It's our fastest growing platform. I think we've been on TikTok for less than 5 weeks, maybe. We already have over 15,000 followers. People love it. We're doing a lot of great stuff there on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok at Bradshaw Live. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, what do you got?
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
And very shortly, we're going to be answering your immigration questions on Social Media Check-In. And later in the show, I will be speaking with musical theater composer Jaime Lozano about his journey to the United States from Mexico, forging a career on Broadway, and his new album, Songs by an Immigrant, whose liner notes were written by none other than Hamilton's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes, and in today's attorney close-up, Spar and Bernstein partner and immigration attorney Shannon LeGrier-Mengret tells us what to expect during a marriage interview.
Expect to wait a while. Usually you're gonna wait, depending on where you are, but like someplace like New York, Boston, you'll be waiting a little bit of time. So you're looking at probably, if it's like an hour, don't be astonished by that. Once you get into the interview, you will be sworn in by an officer, and at that point the officer will question you pertaining to background information. Where were you born? When were you born? They'll ask you questions about your background, family information, parents information. Do you have children? When did you get married? Are there any previous marriages that they need to be aware of? At that point, they're also asking for documentation. So proof of identity, any divorce decrees, annulment certificates that they need to be aware of, and then you're providing the original documents at that particular time. Then they'll proceed. Again, it depends on where you are. They'll question you about the marriage, and they'll ask you detailed questions about your marriage, and it depends on where you are because there may be a next step. And at that point, the officer will tell you that they will issue a decision and you're waiting.
All right, let's get to social media check-in, guys. All right, what do we got?
Yes, all right. Our first one comes from, of course, VIP Brad Squad. I say this every day. The only way you can become a VIP Brad Squad member is if you go to the Facebook search engine and put in Brad Squad, and then it will come up. All you have to do is click join, request us, and we will accept it. And the best thing you get from that is you can throw in your question anytime throughout the day, and we will take the first 5 questions and throw them in before social media check-in. So here they are. First one comes from Veuba Torre, asking how long does it take an I-130 petition to be completed and for the beneficiary to come to the U.S. if the petition is filed in May 2021?
Well, I assume you're a U.S. citizen filing for your spouse. Let's assume that. I have no idea, because I-130 can be filed by many different people for many different people around the world, meaning citizen, resident, for your brother, for your spouse, for your children, for your parents. But let's just assume you're a U.S. citizen and you're filing for your spouse, and I-130 should take a little over a year, and at the National Visa Center 6 months. It should take 18 months. With COVID, sometimes it's taking longer. Pre-COVID, it was closer to a year. But I'm going to say 18 months.
Lisa Walker, who is also a Brad Squad VIP member, asked, what happens if you get a divorce before your N-400 interview?
Well, if you're basing it on 3 years of a bona fide marriage, your N-400 is going to be denied. If you're basing it on 5 years of having a green card, it makes no difference.
Okay, number 3, Anger Ben Ejeri Onyeoku, another Brad Squad VIP member. Will it be a problem the day of the interview if I made a mistake on the DS-260 by putting the wrong date for when I graduated college?
Just fix it at the time of the interview. Just make sure before your interview starts that you tell them that there was an error, you want to fix it, and that would be fine.
Ansha Hippolyte, another Brad Squad VIP member. What's the process for adopting a 16-year-old child from another country? The person who wants to adopt the child is the aunt.
You can't adopt somebody over the age of 16 unless you're also bringing a sibling who is under 18. So for all intents and purposes, it's too late. Adoption processes differ between countries. Some countries are signatories to the Hague Convention. That is one way to do an adoption if you are adopting from a Hague country. Another way is an orphan petition if there's no mother or father, or the child was abandoned by the mother or father. The third way is just do a straight adoption, which is actually the most difficult. So it depends on what you're doing, what country you're doing it from, what the situation is with the biological parents. But unfortunately, in this particular case, the child's already 16, so it's too late.
Okay, Sandra Rose Studdard, another VIP member. How long does a waiver for misrepresentation take to be approved?
It shouldn't take more than 120 days, but these days it's taking closer to a year, unfortunately.
Kadeen Cole on YouTube, why is there no interview for spouses of green card holders? What's going on?
You're talking about at embassies abroad. What's going on? COVID, Trump decimated the officers at the embassies abroad, basically reduced staff, and there's a huge backlog at immigration because of reduced staff. So when you combine all three, everything is slowed to a halt.
Anna Burke on Facebook. I separated from my husband last month and we decided to divorce afterwards. I married someone else and filed for him, but I just became a U.S. citizen 3 months ago. Is there any problem if I do this in the short time my citizenship was granted?
So she got married, got her green card through one marriage, and is now a U.S. citizen and wants to file for a second spouse. You're allowed to fall in love, fall out of love, and fall back in love again. You're a U.S. citizen, so there's no bar in filing for spouse number 2.
Anna Lee Parker on Facebook. Do you think it's wise to apply for an advanced parole? I believe it's the I-131 to travel home and back, and it's been a year and 7 months since the original paperwork was sent in. The person doing the petition, the husband, also has a case under the AWA, Adam Walsh Act.
Yes, it's you can file advance parole. If your husband is under the Adam Walsh Act, unfortunately he was found guilty of some sort of sexual abuse of a minor, which is why you need to file a waiver. Those cases take years. It's particularly safe for you to travel home on an advance parole, because as long as you have a pending adjustment, you didn't do anything wrong. You don't have the criminal record. It's your husband. Don't stay out for more than don't stay out for more than a month. Certainly don't stay out more than 120 days, but 1 month really is the most you should be staying out, and it's perfectly safe to do.
Okay, Decorda Deck on YouTube. My PD is September 22, 2014. My visa class is F31, and my case is at NVC. I'm in Jamaica. What priority date are they currently working on?
You said they're F3. F3s are way back. Those are married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. Let's check the visa bulletin. And the visa bulletin for F3 category is for, I gotta see, June 2021. By the way, it's so simple to look up, but F3 right now is September 1st, 2008. What was this woman's visa category? I mean, priority date?
September 22nd, 2014.
Yeah, she's got years and years and years ahead of her still, unfortunately. At least 5, 6, 7 years, unfortunately.
Natisha Gordon on Facebook. My brother lives in California and he's filing for my mom, but she's coming to live with me in Maryland. Does she have to land in California first?
No.
Okay, Mr. Tusk on YouTube. My PE for an AOS is November 2019. I received an RFE, which I responded to, but have been waiting for over 6 months for my biometrics appointment. Do you have any idea when that should happen?
What did he file? Because it went by fast. I know, I heard the RFE. My priority date for what?
For an AOS
for an adjustment
is
of
November
status.
20.
Okay. I don't know when they're going to schedule you for your fingerprints. I don't have the slightest idea. But you have to understand something. If you file an adjustment of status and then you get an RFE, your adjustment of status application is not properly filed till you respond to the RFE. So it's as if you never filed anything. Once you submit all your evidence for the RFE and your application is accepted, that in essence is your filing date. So let's say you filed 6 months ago and you get an RFE and it takes you a month to respond to it. And now when they get your information from the RFE, the additional evidence that you were missing on the initial application, it's 4 months later from the time that you started. And now you're wondering, well, it's 6 months from the time I started, how come I don't have a fingerprint? But from immigration's purposes, your application's only been pending 2 months.
Evangelist Carmen Reed on Facebook. I overstayed on a B1, B2 visa. How could you apply for legal status?
That's how do I get a green card? You know, I mean, the most basic way is fall in love with an American citizen, but maybe there's other options for you as well. You would need to have a consultation.
Jennifer Williams on Facebook. My daughter's case has been at the NVC since May 2020. She's over 21. Is she eligible for adjustment of status? She's here in the U.S. on her visitor's visa.
It depends if her priority date is current. I don't know what her priority date is. We just know that her application was at the NVC, so maybe.
Aloysius Anna Psych on Facebook. I paid for my green card. I have been in the United States since April 12 of 2021. I got my social security card, but I have yet to get my green card. How long do I have to wait until I can get my green card?
It should be in the mail any day. It's usually about 8 to 12 weeks.
Deborah Cho on YouTube. What do I need to prepare as an undocumented immigrant right now?
What do you need to prepare? I don't know what we're doing for you. Don't prepare anything yet. If you're asking about if Biden changes immigration laws, the only thing that you would need to prepare is be a hoarder. Don't throw anything away that would indicate that you were physically here in the United States. Because whenever the laws change, they're always going to make you prove that you were here for a certain period of time.
Getta on YouTube. I'm a naturalized Canadian but have been living in the US for almost 20 years. Is there any chance of getting a green card? I have a US citizen sister to sponsor me, and I also own a home.
Owning a home doesn't get you a green card. Having a US citizen sister gives you a wait of about 10 to 12 years. It's one of those, how do I solve my life questions. You need a consultation.
Cassie Bluded on YouTube. I was married to an American citizen and got divorced after 2 years. Now I'm married again with 2 kids. I just filed for my green card. Am I going to get a 10-year green card after 9 months of my new marriage?
I think I spoke to him on the phone. The answer is no, unless his green card application is pending for more than 2 years, because he thought he gets to add the time he was married to the first wife. That obviously is a no dice.
Lincoln A on YouTube. My AOS receipt notice says it's a MSC. USCIS got a package in on May 11th, 2021. What will happen next, and how long do you think it will take for my biometrics and work permit? Fingerprint fee was accepted on May 6th, 2021.
You will get your work permit sometime in the fall. Your green card will be 2022 sometime.
Sabrina on Facebook. I have an approval for VAWA and I received a letter from USCIS saying that they're going to use my previous biometrics. How long should I wait for my I-485 interview?
12 to 18 months, maybe sometimes longer.
Alizar Ucor on Facebook. What could be the reason why NVC asked for my petitioner, my marriage certificate, the I-130 I submitted to immigration, and I'm single and never married? Do I have to get a single status certificate, or is it not available?
What did they ask for?
What could be the reason why NVC asked me for my petitioner, my marriage certificate, the I-130 I submitted to immigration, and I'm single and never married?
Just
Do I?
well, there's no. You would get a. You would get. I don't know why they're asking you for a marriage certificate when you're single and never married, unless there's some accusation that they believe you're married. So I'm not sure what they're what you're even reading, and what they're asking for. Sometimes they give you a letter and they check boxes off, and maybe they check the wrong box off, or maybe you're reading the letter wrong. I'm not sure what you're looking at. But if you want to prove you're not married, go make a search of marriages in the jurisdiction where you're looking to prove you're not married, and they're going to send vital statistics in the United States will send you back a letter saying there's no record of a marriage between you and anybody.
Okay, Garnett Powell on YouTube. My granddad filed a petition for my mom. I was 17 and a derivative at the time, which was approved DQ at the NVC last Monday. PD is November 28th, 2014. Does the CSPA protect me from Jamaica?
If you're processing through the National Visa Center and they accepted your processing fees, then you are protected under the Child Status Protection Act. 2 more.
Ogunmola Olanrewaju on YouTube. Is there anything for family immigration in the Promise Act bill? I know the DREAM Act is for undocumented people in the U.S. I have a citizen sister, and she has filed for me since 2019, though I know my immigration category takes a longer time.
Well, there's a lot of different laws that are pending. We have to see what will pass, and if it passes, what it actually will read. So just whatever is pending right now is subject to change. So until we actually see something passed, it's like the Wendy's commercial, where's the beef? When we see the beef, I'll let you know if you qualify. But yes, there's lots of different things that you may qualify for.
Chitan Tonde on YouTube. Does filing EB-1B in premium processing lead to more scrutiny or a higher chance of RFE or NOID?
If you're filing an EB-1, extraordinary ability, are you more likely to be scrutinized? Not necessarily than anything else. You just have to prove your case that you have extraordinary ability.
Alrighty.
That's it?
Yep, those were last 2.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, I said last 2. I wasn't counting. I'm sorry. Musical theater composer. Boy, I'm losing it today. Musical theater composer Jaime Lozano joined me to discuss the newest album, Songs by an Immigrant, and how, as a native of Mexico, now living and working in America, he strives to combine diversity and immigrant stories throughout his work and his art. Let's watch. Jaime Lozano is a musical theater composer who has been heralded as the next big thing on Broadway by Hamilton's Lin-Manuel Miranda. A native of Monterrey, Mexico, Jaime's album, Songs by an Immigrant, was released in October of 2020 in conjunction with Hispanic Heritage Month. Here to discuss the album, his career, and his own immigration story is Jaime Lozano. Welcome, Jaime, and thanks for coming on Bradshaw Live. I really appreciate it.
No, hola, Brad. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited.
Now, let's start by listening to a piece of one of the songs off of your album, the Generic Immigrant Welcome Song.
My children will grow up strangers, sharing a different tongue. And even though you will fear them so much, they'll try hard, climb rung by rung. They'll learn fast because they're young.
That was great. So tell me, what is this Song by an Immigrant album about?
As an immigrant myself, I strongly believe that I have to tell my own stories, the story of my people, the story of my familia, my paisanos, the story of people coming to this country trying to find a better life. So this album is tribute for all these people struggling and working and fighting for that American dream. The album has different songs that I collaborate with different lyricists, with different backgrounds and different performers from all very different music backgrounds.
So every song on the album has a story. What is the story behind the Generic Immigrant Welcome Song?
My very own story is the story about getting to this country and not being able to speak the language and not being able to find the flavor in the food because it doesn't have enough spice. So it's a big struggle just getting to this country and not finding the way to fit. So this song is like a statement saying to the gringos that I'm here to stay.
You had said that you collaborated with a lot of different lyricists. You wrote all the music yourself on this album. Do you tell the lyricist your story and then he puts it to your music? How does that collaboration work?
Musical theater is everything about collaboration. When I arrived to this country in 2007 for the first time, I didn't speak any English at all. At that time, I got selected to get into NYU for a master program. And I have to find a way to communicate myself with others with no English. So I need people with the English language so they can help me to tell my stories. I just give them the idea. We do some research, we interview people. We want to be like a very honest with what we're writing. And then I rewrite the melody, they rewrite the lyrics till we have something that we think is clear enough to tell this story.
Now, this is being put out as an album, but is this meant also in some future project to be a musical on Broadway or off Broadway?
This is a concept album that every single song is a single story, but they have like a theme altogether that connect the song. It's not really one story from beginning to end. But a lot of people, when they hear the album, that's the question that they have. Oh, this could be a great musical.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote Hamilton, very well known, he wrote the liner notes for your album. And I just want to read it because it was quite a tribute. A mosaic is made up of different materials of slightly different shapes, sizes, colors. Each piece glitters and shines on its own, but taken together, they create a tapestry that is new. Jaime Lozano has made you a hell of a mosaic. And he ends with, if you're an immigrant in the United States, you have to work 10 times as hard just to reach the ground floor. There is the process of leaving your homeland. There is the journey. There is the dislocation of being in a new world, the culture shock of how that world sees you. Jaime honors that journey and breathes astonishing musical life into it on this album. He's done 10 times the work to bring you this mosaic. Enjoy. Wow, that was one heck of an endorsement by who I guess would be at this point, the most well-known and famous composer on Broadway. What does this endorsement mean to you?
To have the honor that he take the time, and obviously he's crazy busy. I mean, like working on 4 or 5 movies at the same time, and so that he took like a few minutes to write those liner notes. I mean, it's an honor, and when I read what he wrote for the album, I was like literally like crying because it was very moving. He listened to the album, and those were the words that he came with. And it was like a sign, like, okay, I'm in a good path. Lin-Manuel opened a lot of doors for people like myself. And thanks to him, is that actually he wrote a beautiful letter for my green card and for my O1 visa back then. So he has been part of my journey in some way. I mean, he's very related and he's very familiar with it.
You said that, a lot of times being an immigrant, you don't feel like you belong. Do you feel like you belong now, or you still feel like an outsider?
My experience has been very good. I mean, I haven't had like any racist problem, but sometimes you find people that doesn't help you as they should, or they don't want you to succeed because you're not from this country. And the other day that you just wake up and everything just like magic happened, So every day is different. Some days, yes, I think that I fit. Some days I think that I don't. And this is struggling back and forth. But I have been very lucky and very blessed to find great people during my journey that they have helped me to stay here.
Can you tell me about the song You Gotta Change Your Name?
There's this very well-known Broadway performer. Her name is Mandy Gonzalez. He was performing in Hamilton right before all this. She had this interview, but he was mentioning that at the beginning of her career, her agent and her manager advised her to change her name, Gonzalez, to a more American Caucasian last name, because in other way, she's never gonna be able to work in the industry. I mean, she is Mexican, she is Latina, but she's white. I mean, she doesn't look like the classic cliche Latina that we have. So that has been always like a problem with casting and all those kind of things. But she decided not to do it, okay? When I read the interview, I decided to write a song about it.
Let's listen to a clip of You Gotta Change Your Name.
Back in the day when things were quite different, there was a little girl wanted to sing in musicals more than anything else in the world. So she packed up all her things and moved far away from her folks. Went to hundreds of auditions, some of them no more than jokes. She worked her butt off, she got some callbacks and got to finish songs. Little by little she started sensing something was going wrong. Final callbacks but no bookings, what were the forces unseen? And her agent told her, honey, you gotta change your last name cause you're so
That's excellent. And let's hear a little bit from another song on the album, Hold Tight.
A baby barely more than 1 year old. A father holds her tight
within his sweater. He keeps her warm through the wind and cold. He tells his daughter that it will get better. Hold tight, we are almost there.
Wow. So what is the story behind Hold Tight?
You know, Hold Tight is a story about a mother and a father in an immigrant caravan coming from the South, from Central America, going all the way through Mexico. How they are trying to protect their son and their daughter during this caravan. You know, as the title said, like, hold tight to each other and hold tight to that dream. I mean, to know what is the reality of this caravan, that it's not like it's not like an army trying to attack another country. It's not like they're trying to invade. It's not, they're just trying to escape from what is a threat for them and just trying to make a better life. Sometimes not even for them, for their families. It's really, really, really hard. As a Mexican in the States, we're not happy with all the immigration laws, and we're not happy because everything takes too long, that it's very expensive. But the Mexicans are doing exactly the same to people coming from another countries, just making things hard.
Hypocritical. And what I love about your project is we don't have enough empathy for people's stories. And what your project does in your songs and in your music, you're giving color and depth, which hopefully will seep into American culture little by little and give everybody a little more empathy for the situations of other people.
Thank you. I think that was the perfect way to describe it.
All right, so tomorrow we're going to hear the second part of my interview with Jaime and hear about his immigration story to the United States of America. Let's get to our speed round. I'm going to answer 9 immigration questions. I'm not feeling confident today, guys, but a lot of times when I don't feel confident, we get it done. And the times when I feel confident, we blow up. So maybe I'm going to do the opposite and not feel confident and do a great job. What do you think?
All right, let's do it.
I believe in you.
Do I need to keep notifying USCIS of address change after I've naturalized?
No.
Would an Amazon Fresh driver qualify as an essential worker?
Maybe.
Can I adjust status in the U.S. while my husband is in Jamaica?
Yes, but he has to come back eventually and live with you.
Can someone who overstayed be legalized now with the Biden administration?
No, there's no new laws yet.
Do I need to wait to apply for citizenship if my permanent residency card expires in 2 years?
You have to be a resident for 5 years or be married in a bona fide marriage for 3.
Can I request a K-1 visa with my I-130 interview pending?
K3.
When can the Italians come to U.S. via ESTA?
Now. No,
if I
not now.
discontinue my green card process, can I apply for a tourist visa in the...
Now, the answer is, by the way, Italians with ESTA is now, but you got to be out of the Schengen zone for 17 days. So it was now, but.
Oh.
And the other 2 questions? I said I didn't feel confident today. It was one of those days. It's so freaking
Yeah, it's one of those days.
It's so freaking hot in the studio. I'm dying. I'm going home to take a cold shower.
If I discontinue my green card process, can I apply for a tourist visa in the future?
If you what?
If I discontinue my green card process, can I apply for a tourist visa in the future?
Maybe, but you're going to have, the answer is yes, but you're going to have a problem because you've already shown an intent to get a green card.
Okay, is NYPL 221.40 considered an aggravated felony?
Well, it is a misdemeanor sale of marijuana, so it could be considered drug trafficking.
All right, that's it.
All right, comments of the day. I knew it. I knew we weren't going to do it today. Felt it in my blood. It's one of those days.
Yes. All right, our first comment of the day. Comes from Sasha Ford saying, thank you and your team for this positive platform, empowering us about the different aspects of immigration laws and regulations.
Oh, thank you, Sasha.
Next one is from McLeod Jacques saying, flip-flops and shorts, days ahead, yay.
Yay is right, yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And our last comment of the day comes from Abiodun Jimo saying, the only show that gives an in-depth answer to every immigration question for free. Thank you, Brad, for the passion and love you have for immigrants to achieve their American dream.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much. All right, guys, tomorrow we're having a pop-up, which means that you got to, today's Wednesday. See, it's one of those days.
Yeah, I was like.
It's one of those days. I knew it.
That was real wacky of you.
Yes.
I'm ready for Friday.
Yes, I'm already ready for Friday. We're going to be traveling around the world tomorrow for Wacky World News Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. Magic 8 Ball. Will this day end soon? And it says, yes, you'll do better tomorrow. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?